November is finally here, and I am very excited about this month's theme as it revolves around probably my favorite holiday in the year. I mean, Christmas is right next month. I do love Christmas, getting together with family, having dinner at my parents' home, and all these I guess moments for reunion and making lovely memories as a family. But Day of the Dead is special in terms of the aesthetic. You know how some people really like Halloween for the gloom and the spooky vibe of the season, and they watch horror movies, and it's like a whole mood during the month. Well, I'm like that with Day of the Dead. I love the colors, the festive environment that surrounds this holiday. I love seeing the altars everywhere. You can see them at malls, at supermarkets, at schools, and this year I also made an altar to talk with my son about my grandparents because he didn't get to know them. And it was such a lovely occasion. I bought dead bread, and we had a meal and we talked about my grandparents with my son, and my mom and dad, they were sharing memories from when they were kids, and we were eating some of their favorite meals. And at the end of our meal, my mom lit a candle to represent her side of the family, and my dad lit a candle to represent his side of the family. And it was just such a lovely occasion, and I'm always looking forward to this month. And in my family in particular, November comes with the bonus of is a month where we have, I think, the most birthdays, starting with my dad. So from beginning to end is all celebration. That's why for the theme of this month in my bullet journal, I decided to go with dead bread and some cempasúchil flower. I couldn't just choose one of those. On my previous setup video, I mentioned that I wasn't sure if I would do dead bread or cempasúchil flowers or flower of the dead, marigolds, and I decided to go with both because I just it's right there. It's what I'm seeing everywhere, and it really sets the mood for the month. For the setup is pretty much what I have been doing every single month since December 2022. Well, even before that, where I have the month in a list form on the left page, then the little calendar on the right page where I mark down only birthdays and holidays. And for the illustration, you can skip that if you're not into drawing. I always mention this: take ideas, take what works for you, and leave the rest. If you like watching me do this watercolor, that's awesome. I do enjoy them a lot. If not, you can skip to the part where I do the weekly setup or the weekly view. a sort of month cover at the beginning of each month in my bullet journal to be able to break it apart into the different months that I have in this particular notebook. And this has been also a good opportunity to use up some of the stickers in one particular sticker book that I have been wanting to finish. It has zodiac signs, and I have mentioned before, I don't know where else I would use this particular sticker book, so that has been what I've been using to decorate these monthly covers. For my weeklies, I decided to do some changes, and I won't be repeating the same style I have been using in the past 2 or 3 months. I chose to go back to the weeklies that I used in December 2022. You can find that video in my channel. And it was the first month I set up in my A5 Stylogy, kind of like a trial, and that's when I fell in love with this particular brand as a bullet journal. And I decided to go back to these kind of weeklies because I haven't been using these spreads as much in my bullet journal, but I do like having them. Even if I'm not 100% sure that I will be using them, this is the spread that makes me feel grounded, is the backbone of my planning process, particularly in months or weeks where I feel overwhelmed or I don't know where to start because I have a lot on my plate. The weekly view is where I see what's going on and I decide what I will be doing each day. If there are many appointments, I can see them. I can see how I'm going to spend my week, my time, and I just really like them. The reason why I haven't been using them as much in this bullet journal is because I have been experimenting with a pocket notebook. I will share the video and you will see what I mean. But yeah, I have been playing with a kind of a new system for my everyday carry, and that's where I have been going or looking at my weekly to-dos. But for consistency, because I know some of you do like looking at the way I do my weeklies each month and my planning system, I try to keep every single month with the same elements that are essential to my planning process: my monthlies, my weeklies, my dailies. And even though right now I'm experimenting with a different notebook for an everyday carry, not a bullet journal, for my everyday carry, and that's where I have been taking notes of my weekly to-dos. And it also feels good to know that this space is here. If everything fails, the space is here to go back to and start from the beginning, from what I know that works. So it's kind of like a safeguard, I guess, having my weeklies every single month. The last spread I will be adding for November is this. I divide the page in 3 columns and I just keep track of my daily expenses. It's nothing fancy, nothing complicated. I like having the space to write down my daily expenses, and I do make an effort to be as consistent as possible. Mostly because I have found that the months that I make the effort to take note of my everyday expenses, I I guess I actually stay on budget. There's no other way of saying it. Doing this helps me stay on budget. And that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments, are you more of a Halloween person? What's your favorite holiday or your favorite month to set up in your bullet journal? And I'll see you in the next one.